Full disclosure, I am totally biased on this. Dr. Melanie Malloy is one of my oldest, dearest friends. She was my roommate for 4 years in college. She's an extraordinary woman. She's also a frontline doctor in the emergency department at Mount Sinai Brooklyn Hospital. It is a relatively small hospital, and it has been inundated since the pandemic began. Take a look.
Hello. My name is Dr. Melanie Malloy. I am an attending physician at Mount Sinai Brooklyn and Mount Sinai Queens. I'm on my way to work.
We've asked my old friend to show us what life is like on one day in one New York hospital.
So I'm picking up my PPE. I'm going to get some scrubs. I'm going to get mask, face shield, and everything that I need to be safe on my shift.
For Dr. Melanie Malloy, this is the new normal.
I am going to start my shift.
The emergency room at Mount Sinai Brooklyn Hospital has been overflowing.
I walked in and they said everybody's intubated, and it looks like it's true actually. Most of our beds are taken up by intubated patients, meaning patients who can't breathe on their own and who are on the ventilator. Almost everybody is on oxygen, and almost everybody is a COVID patient.
Since the pandemic began, more than 1,200 corona cases have flooded in, pushing the hospital to 150% of its capacity.
So today there are 43 people in the department. That's pretty much full, but I have to say it's doing a lot better than a couple weeks ago when we had 86 to 96 in the department, 40 people boarding. It was really tough. It was really a bad week.
In the intensive care unit, it's a similar scene.
I just wanted to give you guys a little look at the ICU. So we have a full ICU. We have every patient in here on a ventilator. As you can see, it's not a huge space, but it's quite full. Every bed is full. Now I'm going to try to go to the tents. This is our fast track extension. From the get-go, you can see, we have to tell people we can't test them for mild symptoms. Patients get registered here. Good morning. Here is our fantastic staff, and then we have separate areas for people getting treatment.
For the doctors working around the clock to save lives, there are occasional perks.
One of my favorite things to do is eat free food. I'm super excited because we have Shake Shack. What?
Moments later, it's back to work.
So I'm waiting for my next patient to be placed in a room. This one is different because as opposed to the mostly older patients we've been seeing today, he's in his early 20s. I think one thing we're learning is that we don't really know what somebody's going to come in with and have COVID. Everybody has coronavirus, but some people also have heart attacks at the same time. This happens, and it makes things even harder. Well, my day's over. Well, my hospital day is over. It wasn't the worst day I've had, but it's always pretty draining. It's hard. It's hard to think that some of your patients that you diagnosed today might not be here tomorrow when you come back for your shift, or, all of it. I don't know. I'm just tired.
For Dr. Malloy, the challenges don't end with her shift. A widow, she's raising 3 children on her own.
So it's almost 10 o'clock at night, and on my way home I got a FaceTime from my youngest child, who's 4. And I think that's the hardest part. I think that's like just being alone when I come home, knowing that, my childcare is going to go home, my helpers are going home, and it's just me and whatever state my children are in. And I don't really have a lot left in me.
The next day, Dr. Malloy takes a moment to talk to us. It's crazy what you're seeing and dealing with. Have you ever experienced anything like this?
Never. And even the older folks, like the older doctors, are like, I've never seen this before in my life.
So one thing that I know you weren't allowed to show us is the morgue.
There are now 2 large tractor trailer trucks that are refrigerated. They are full of bodies wrapped in white plastic bags. I was told that they can hold 50 people, and the one that I saw was full.
Do you not worry about getting sick?
Yeah, of course we do. Of course I do. The way that we're working in the ED, it's a pit of coronavirus. It's literally dozens of positive patients. The viral load in that place must be astronomical.
What do you wish all Americans understood about what you're going through?
I really want Americans to take this seriously, to know that even if you're in an area that's not a big city, you still are in danger, and we don't know who is going to get really sick. It does not spare anyone particularly.
Now, at the peak, Brooklyn, Mount Sinai Hospital Brooklyn was operating at 150% of its capacity, a complete and utter nightmare. It is now operating at a definitely more manageable 110% capacity, but that is still, John, simply not sustainable in the long term.